that transcended dualistic thing. But as soon as we hear the Shakyamuni, any word, we think, see, using a dualistic thinking. And we believe, oh, I want to be born in the Pure Land. See, just projecting our wishful ideas. See, all kinds of goody plus ideas. And we think that is pure. No, Buddha would say, no, purity, that wonderful lotus blossom, see, where does it grow? See, beautiful lotus flower blossoms only from the muddy water. If you eliminate this impurity, this beautiful lotus flower does not grow. See? So you cannot separate impurity and purity. See? Deep insight into the impurity is the basis of purity. See? You don't just hate impurity and just long for the purity. See? This lotus flower symbolizes Buddha's wisdom. See? Buddha's wisdom and this insight into samsara are the two sides of the same coin. See? You just cannot say, oh, my impurity is no good, let's eliminate it. I just want this purity. See? That's not what Shakyamuni is talking about. See? So, but anyway, I can give you all kinds of examples, but see? So there is a tremendous difficulty, see? Or unbridgeable gap between what Shakyamuni teaches and what people understand. Okay, that's what I discussed here. Okay, then issue, how can we humans truly understand Shakyamuni's words? Okay, that is a big issue. Okay, I have so far said that people being attached to dualistic values cannot possibly understand what Shakyamuni teaches. Okay? That's difficult. I've been saying. Then it seems like almost impossible for us, to understand what Shakyamuni said. But our teachers says it's possible. Okay? Here, the first thing is this continuous hearing, bottom page 1. Okay? Our teachers tell us, see, how can we understand Shakyamuni's words? So such a deluded people like, how can we understand Shakyamuni's words? Then our teachers tell us, only continuous hearing. Yeah. Only hearing. But you may challenge me by saying, see, you may say, I'm talking about something contradictory. Yeah. See, contradictory, because on one hand I said people cannot possibly understand Shakyamuni's words. Okay? Cannot understand. By hearing, they cannot understand. But still I'm saying the only way to understand Shakyamuni's words is hearing. See, sounds like contradiction. See, I'm saying, impossible to hear and understand Shakyamuni, but still we have to hear. That's the only way to understand Shakyamuni. Okay, so sounds like contradiction. Okay, sounds like contradiction, but actually, it's not contradiction. Okay, let me explain. Okay? Because it is not because our thinking is good and capable that we will be able to understand Shakyamuni's words. It's not because we are good and capable that we can understand Shakyamuni's words. It is rather because the Buddha's words we hear, have the power to guide us into the right direction. The power of the words to which we are exposed in hearing can lead us to the right appreciation of the Dharma. See? So hearing the word, we must hear the words. And then the power, see, so here, we hear this and we misunderstand, but still we must keep listening. See? Then we will be able to understand the Shakyamuni's teachings, the Buddha's words, okay? Not because we are capable, our power can enable us to understand it. Because these words have power. See, the more exposure we have to these words take initiative. These power of these words gradually transform our direction. Okay? Hearing is something passive, see? Passive, the passive action, okay? If you are actively thinking and try to understand, that's what you don't understand. But you become listener, see, and expose yourself to the power of the Dharma. The power of the Dharma gradually, see, transforms you. Zen Master Dogen said, throw your entire being into the house of the Buddha, then you will be worked from the side of the Dharma. See? It is not that you have power and you can change yourself. No, your power, the desire or efforts to change yourself cannot realize the transformation. See? But the power, see, the power we receive in hearing, the power of the Buddha actually, power of Buddha's words gradually change us. See, this is a very important word. See, so the here I spelled out the concept here. See, hearing, perfuming. See, this is another concept Yogacara talks about. Okay, hearing, perfuming, or word smoking can be used here. Okay, hearing, smoking, or hearing, perfuming, Shruti Vasana. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, see, so the hearing words, see, hearing the words, okay, hearing the words. Okay, see, as I said, the words have power. See, so hearing to the words. So these words, see, gradually transform. Perfume means these words. See, being exposed to these words. See. These words like a perfume, gradually, see, perfumes this person. Or this is like a power of smoke. See, power of smoke. This is like a salmon. Okay? This is like fresh salmon. See, this, see, power of the smoke gradually, see, smoke this fish, transform this. It's not because this fish is capable. Okay? This is fish just being exposed to the smoke. Smoke gradually, see, in the process of hearing, in the process of receiving smoke, this smoke gradually transforms this, see, fresh fish into smoked fish, fresh fish into smoked fish. See, power comes from words, just like, see, smoked fish does not, like a fish does not smoke itself. Okay? It's a passive process. See? Power of the smoke changes. Same way, in hearing the words, see, transform this person. Although we are attached to dualistic way, see, this smoke gradually, Buddha's power to gradually. That's called, see, hearing, smoking. And in this process of hearing, you are being smoked. You are being perfumed. See, if your girlfriend has a strong perfume all over her body, see, and you keep associating with her without your knowing, see, you are perfumed. See, without knowing. This is, or see, like a person goes to Buddhist temple all the time. Oba-chan goes to Buddhist temple all the time, and family says, "Oba-chan, you smell like incense." See, because just like smoke someone. See, like she goes to the temple, house of the incense. See, the longer she stays there, the more incense she picks up. See, that's the same idea. See, incense has power to permeate. Perfume has, see, that's what this is called. This is very important. See, so in this teaching, hearing is so important. See, it is hearing, not thinking. See, not using human thinking, dualistic thinking. Although we are so much attached to, we all think, I have this good mind, smart mind, I can understand. So try to understand using our own resources. Dualistic thinking, the human wisdom, Shinran calls this self-power. See? This dualistic thinking is called the self-power. Human wisdom is called self-power. We are trusting our self-power. So that no matter how long we hear, we cannot understand Buddhism. See? So if you are thinking you can actively understand Buddhism, you are wrong. Buddha's wisdom is so profound that you cannot understand with your human wisdom or with your self-power. See? Limited dualistic wisdom. Buddha's wisdom is called non-dualistic wisdom. See? Far beyond our human thinking. But sad thing about this is that all of us, when we start to study Buddhism, okay, we have nothing else but to use our regular wisdom. The wisdom we've been living our life, loving pluses, hating minuses. See? So this means that, see, all of us misunderstand Buddhism initially. All of us, see, without knowing. Many people stay there. See? Many people stay there. And all of us, without any expression, misunderstand Buddhism. And we say, oh, Buddhism is so nice. Oh, it agrees with my ideas. It's such a wonderful teaching. I'm very skeptical about these words. See, initially, people would say, "Oh, I love Buddhism. Or I appreciate Buddhism. Wonderful teaching. Or agrees with my ideas." Certainly, people are interpreting Buddhism following on the basis of their dualistic ideas. All of people are misunderstanding. All of us, okay, initially misunderstand. And many people don't understand that we are misunderstanding. You see? And many teachers tell us, see, my teacher Yasuda told me, many people say, oh, I love Buddhism. I love listening. I enjoy listening to Dharma talks, and I love Buddhism. If they say something like, they are wrong. They are wrong. See, you cannot enjoy listening to the Dharma. See, you cannot love Dharma because Dharma challenges you. See, challenges. Because Dharma is going this way and you are going this way. How can you enjoy if you encounter the true Dharma? You are challenged. See, it's rather unpleasant if you are being exposed to the true Dharma. See, it hurts you. It hurts your intellectual pride. See. But many people try to tame Buddhism and try to conform Buddhism into this way. Many people do that, see, and create their own type of Buddhism. See, we don't recognize we are making a mistake. This is the most important part of Shinran Shonin's teaching. Shinran talks about two types of Buddhism: provisional Buddhism and true Buddhism. See, and Shinran said, when I was studying Buddhism initially on Mount Hiei, I was using my thinking, my wisdom, self-power, and try to understand Buddhism. And I sometimes thought I understood it, but it was all misunderstanding. See, true Buddhism is much more profound, see, than what I thought. So it is only hearing, see, being exposed to the Dharma, see, lets yourself kind of exposed. See, we must have tremendous respect for the teacher's words. See? Don't respect your thinking more than the teacher's words, okay? You must really become a listener. Passivity. See? Listening is receiving the words of the teacher. See? Then you are gradually transformed. You gradually realize the Buddhism you thought you had was a mistake. See? We must go through it. You just cannot cherish whatever Buddhism you created initially. We are all misunderstanding Buddhism. Okay? That's what Shinran teaches. That's the core of Shinran's teaching. He talks about basically two types of Buddhism. See? Buddhism on Mount Hiei. See? Buddhism when he met Hongan Shonin. So two totally different types of Buddhism. Okay, and that which can realize this transition is only listening, hearing. Okay, that's the Shinran Shonin's teaching. Okay, so I talked about this, teaching, and put this Skin-pore Buddhism. This, Skin-pore Buddhism. You never heard of this word, but Jodo Shinshu teachers in Japan often use this word. Buddhism is a skin-pore Buddhism. The Shin teachers tell us, thank you for coming to our seminar today. Okay. So exposing yourself to the words of teacher is so important. See? It is not it's so important that if you understand the words or not. See? Your understanding or not is not the crucial issue. See? The only important issue is being exposing yourself to the words. The words will transform you. So he says this, Dharma goes to you through the pores of your skin. So teacher says, if you feel sleepy, please sleep while I'm talking, they say. Because Dharma goes through your pores of your skin. Exposure to the words is important. Okay? Whether you understand or not is not a crucial issue. The lecturer will tell you, your not understanding is better than understanding. Because if you think you understood it, you're misunderstanding it. Okay? So just keep listening, without thinking, without efforts to understand it. Just Dharma will permeate you. See, that's called Skin-pore Buddhism. See, kind of passivity. See, deep respect for the teacher and kind of, readiness to receive rather than grabbing at and trying to understand it. See, because if you use your grabbing hand, this grabbing hand is this dualistically thinking. See, so whatever you grab at it, I understood it. I love this teaching. It's a misunderstanding. See? Because Buddhism, true Dharma, means that cutting off this hand. This is a hand. We try to grab Buddhism this way. But through Dharma, the main function of true Dharma is cutting off this hand. See, we are totally humbled. And just keep listening to the Dharma. And you really understand Buddha's Dharma, Buddha's wisdom is so profound. Something I never imagined. Or understood. See? Deep respect. That's why inconceivable wisdom. This is conceivability. See, this is called Buddha's wisdom, conceivable. Understanding it, the inconceivable liberation. Buddhism is inconceivable birth. See? This is the conceivable birth we are thinking about. See? So this transition is so important, but we cannot realize this transition by our thinking or by our practices. See? The only thing that can realize this is exposure to the words of our teachers. Okay? So being excited about Buddhism does not mean people are understanding it. Many people are excited about Buddhism because they're misunderstanding it. See? So we have to keep listening and listening. See? Don't think you understood it. You have to have deep respect for the Dharma teachers. Okay? Their words are not so easily understood. Okay? Anyway, I have a couple of things. Okay? So the human mind is kind of complicated. See? Human mind is complicated. This is the human mind. Okay? Human mind. See, we use this outer layer, see, and deep within us we have this, another consciousness, latent consciousness. See, this is the outer consciousness. This is our ego consciousness. See, this is the ego consciousness. See, this self uses dualistic thinking, and love with plus, hate minus. Okay, so this is our outer. This is a consciousness we usually have. Okay? It is called manas, Sanskrit word. And this another consciousness, alaya-vijnana, latent consciousness. See, Dharma, this Dharma is overpassing this outer consciousness and challenging, this. These words are addressing themselves to here. See? But people use this outer consciousness and understand this thought, misunderstand Buddhism, create their type of Buddhism. But see, this gradually, see, being exposed to this gradually, see, mature this. Then this comes out of the surface of the consciousness. See? So this is the ego consciousness. That's the consciousness we are using, this consciousness. But Buddhism talks about another consciousness, this deeply hidden consciousness. This is Hongan, innermost aspiration, Hongan. See? Hongan belongs to this sphere, same direction. See? So the more exposure we have to the Dharma, see, this is gradually matured without our knowing. But when time comes, see, this outer shell is broken, this comes out. Yeah. This is called the Shinji experience. Okay? So anyway, Buddhism talks about, Yogacara, this school talks about 2 types of consciousness. I spelled out here, outer consciousness, ego consciousness. And because on the basis of this ego consciousness, we have these human desires. See, I have this need, and I like to be happy. I want to be born in Pure Land. I want to be a better person, like a Buddha. See, these are all ego consciousness, desires. But see, deep within us, inner consciousness, latent consciousness, called alaya-vijnana, and this is Hongan. See, this Hongan, see, is a Dharma Bodhisattva symbolizes this. See, we are not aware of having it. We cannot be aware of having it. But when time comes, totally new awareness, awakening spirit, comes out of us only through listening. See? Only through the power of the Buddha, the power of the words can realize this. See? Our thinking cannot. See? That's how this doctrine explained. So that when time comes, see, our original basis is thinking. But see, thinking self becomes listening self. See, Shinjin self is a listening self. See, this is actively thinking and practicing self. This is passively hearing self, receiving self. Okay, this is called change of the basis. That's a technical term here. Yogacara people use the words Asraya-paravrtti. This is, conversion of the basis.